Hi everyone, my name is Melike Düzenli. Today we will discuss chapter 13 with you, and our topic is writing argumentative essay. Essays, yeah, let me write the plural form. If you are all ready, let's start. The first rule of argument should be to consider logical discourse. Logical discourse. Less as a battle for supremacy and more as an attempt to work as a communicator that communicates in an effort to arrive at the truth, or at least when it comes to practical matters and decision making, to arrive at compromises that make life easier and more enjoyable. Firstly, let's analyze writing a successful argument. Writing takes place in three very broad stages, three stages. The first one is what you do, what you do before you begin the first draft, before begin the first draft. The second one is what you do, what you do during the writing of first draft. And the third one is, and the last one at the same time, what you do after you have completed the first draft. Writing, by the way, is a paper is more like decorating a room, okay? While writing something, it seems like that you are decorating a room. An outline will help you keep track of the steps in the process of writing an argument. Now let me write this outline to you firstly, before you write it. Firstly, let me change my word maker because this one isn't there. Let me take this one. Okay. Let's continue. Before you writing part has other subtitles. The first one is know yourself. The other one is know your audience. The other one is choose and narrow your topic. The other one is gather ideas brainstorms and research. The other one is write a sentence down. Write a sentence that express your plan and the last one is organize your ideas. Firstly, let me explain it to you before your writing part. You should spend a great deal of time just preparing to write your first draft. And in fact, the more time you spend preparing to write, the less difficulty you will have with actual writing. And first, know yourself. What does it mean? To write a good argument, the first must want to write a good argument, and you must be willing to inventory your critical thinking dispositions. What are dispositions? Let me write you here. The first one is, are you prepared to be precise and accurate? Precise and accurate. Are you prepared for that one? And the other one is to offer only premises you believe to be true, to fairly represent opposing points of view, to credit your sources, and so forth. Let's continue with knowing your audience. Some writers present arguments as if the reader were either an archimony or a devoted fan. Neither is usually the case, but let's suppose for a moment that one or the other is true. Take the first hypothetical reader, our enemy. If our purpose is to be understood and to present a well-reasoned argument in support of our claim, does it make sense to antagonize the person we hope will judge us fairly? This is really important. And here, anticipate your reader's reactions. Anticipate. Anticipate. Anticipate your reader's reaction. On the basis of what you know about your topic and your audience, try to determine how your audience might react to your claim and its defense. This is really important. Now, let's look at the choosing and narrow your topic. Decide on a topic that is both controversial and interesting to you. It doesn't have to be one you are familiar with. In fact, you might want to select one that you have always been curious about or one that you have always wanted to learn more about so that you can argue your case more convincingly. That one can be. And you may initially feel that if you narrow the topic down and you won't have enough to say, but it's better to work at developing a focused topic than to leave a large issue undeveloped. And as you improve your writing and arguing skills, you will usually find that you have too much to say, even about the most slender of topics. Yes. Now, let's look at the write a sentence that express your claim. Let's look at that one. Once you have decided what you want to write about, formulate a single sentence that presents the central claim of your argument and write it on a blank sheet of paper like that. Let me delete this one. Like that. I think. And the other one is people should. And maybe the other one is we must. We must. Or it is true that. Like that. You can write on a blank sheet of paper like these things. Now, let's look at gather ideas, brainstorm, and research. This is a bit long, that's why let me delete the word firstly. Okay, let's continue. Gather ideas, brainstorm, and research. Writers generally get their ideas from two sources: their own heads, the heads of other people, usually other writers. As the larger process of writing, the gathering of ideas doesn't proceed strictly step by step. Here we have brainstorming. Is a method for generating ideas for a paper. Generating ideas for a paper. Like any other kind of storm, brainstorming is spontaneous and wild. Now let's look at the list supporting premises. First, when brainstorming for an argument, list as many reasons as you can to support your claim. Um, and list opening, opposing premises. Second, write down as many premises as you can think of to oppose your claim. And then think critically about your claim. Are you overgeneralizing in any way? Are there any exceptions to your claim? Think about that. And think on paper. Now write down what you know or think you know about your topic. In this part of brainstorming, you are simply trying to create and gather ideas from your own mind. In other words, you are thinking on paper. And let's look at methods of development. Yes. Let's continue with it. Methods of development. There are five of the method of development. The first one is narration. The second one is description. The third one is cause. The fifth one is, no, the fourth one is effect. And the fifth one is classification. And division. Actually, there are the other ones. Let me write them also. And the other one is contrast. The other one is comparison. The other one is illustration. And the last one is definition. Actually, I don't know how to count because I said there are 5 or 6, but more than 6. We have methods, more than 6. Yes, methods of development. A very productive method for generating ideas is to think about the ways we usually develop and detail our communication with one another. We tell stories, describe people and places, compare and contrast events or things, give examples, define our words, and like that. These methods of development can be very useful both in discovering material to flesh out a paper and in promoting new thoughts in support of your claim. Yes, let's look at the first narration. A very productive narration tells a story in chronological order. And the description is a description gives construct details to paint a verbal picture of a person, place, or thing. The cause or reasons for the occurrence of an event or decision. Yes, reason. Effects are the results, or of an event, a decision, an action, and like that. Classification and division. When we classify, we take a large group and break it down into smaller and more manageable groups. And in contrast, when we contrast two things, we show them to be dissimilar in important ways. Dissimilar. And in comparison, when we compare two things, we discuss the similarities, okay? Similarities. And in illustration, when we illustrate, we provide examples. Providing examples to help clarify a point and define a general comment. And in definition, when we define a word, we tell our readers, our listeners exactly what we mean by a word or concept. What we mean. Now let's look at organizing your ideas. Your ideas. Here, let's organize your premises. In deciding how to organize your argument, keep in mind that each paragraph in the body of the argument will be related somehow to your central claim. Or here the claim, Then first body, and the other one is second body, and the other one is third body. Consider and consider unstated premises. When organizing by premises, be sure to determine whether your claim is supported by any unstated premises or assumptions that may need to be defended. And here, before learning the new topic, let me clean my board and let's continue with another topic. This is organize by methods of development. Firstly use the problem solution pattern. If you were proposing to solve a difficult problem, you might choose this pattern, which has three options. The first one is state the problem and give solution. The second one is state the solution and then look at problem that motivated you to discover a solution. And third one is state the problem and consider alternative solutions before arguing for your own. And the other one is use evaluation pattern. Here, this pattern works best when you are trying to determine the worth of something according to a certain established criteria. And the other one is use your opponent's arguments, opponent's arguments. Here, before you decide exactly how to organize your argument, consider what your opponent will say. And the last one is combine patterns. Often the most effective method for organizing an argument is to combine some of patterns given. The other topic is writing the first draft. Writing the draft an argument can lead you to more ideas than you discovered in your brainstorming, researching, and organizing. In fact, the act of writing can inspire such creativity that you may be surprised at ideas you are coming up with. And the other one is provide an interesting opening. You don't have to begin with your claim, but you can if it is startling, very controversial, or attention-grabbing. And the other one is include a thesis statement. If you haven't already done so in the opening sentences, or to give a clear, carefully worded statement of your claim somewhere in the opening paragraph, and develop your body paragraph. Start each body paragraph with a topic sentence and develop the paragraph with details that support your topic sentence and provide a satisfying conclusion. Provide a satisfying conclusion. Whatever method you choose to complete your essay, keep in mind that your purpose is to end the essay to say goodbye. Try to do so in a manner that is pleasing and satisfying to readers and that fits your purpose and your point. Yes, after the first draft, when you return to your first draft, you must be willing to see it as a rough sketch of what your final draft will look like and read what you have written and revise. After you have written a draft of your essay and given your brain time to cool, return to your essay and read again with a critical eye. And consider what you haven't written and revise. Most important, consider what you have not said. Very often, we are so committed to our viewpoints that we fail to examine the ideas and assumptions upon which those beliefs are based. And we have last three topics to discuss. These are show your work, show your draft to someone. It's someone. It can be a friend or a family member or a teacher, a professor, a tutor like that. Someone who feels the favor of critically reviewing of your essay and edit your work. Edit your work. When you have revised your argument several times and are happy with the content and organization, look over your sentences very carefully one last time for grammatical mistakes, misuse and missing functions, misspellings and typological errors, and hand it in. Someone once said that good writing is never finished, it's just published or in this case handed in. And as you see, we learn lots of things about this topic. And it was the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening to me.